hot takes throughout the world of football. And let's start with you get your thoughts on them. This one, obviously, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne comes back into the squad and changes that entire City game this past weekend, gets them a big 3 points. Here's your line, and Shaka, will start with you. Kevin De Bruyne is the Premier League's best ever midfielder.
That's a big claim, and one that right now, given his recent performances, given his impact against Newcastle, not just his impact. I mean, the pass, the goal, it was incredible. And this is me with my Newcastle hat watching this unfold. It was unbelievable to witness. But there have been some great midfielders that have come through the Premier League. If we're talking goal-scoring midfielders, look no further than Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, and his outsized impact with Liverpool, albeit without lifting the kind of silverware that Manchester City has done. Paul Scholes immediately springs to mind when we're talking about the best midfielders to ever come to the Premier League, and probably in stylistically the closest parallel to Kevin De Bruyne. It's hard to disagree with the claim that Kevin De Bruyne is the best ever, but I think it deserves but more scrutiny. Let me just say, I'm not going to go out on that limb just yet.
Augie, provide more scrutiny. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I thought this at the weekend when he came back and had that great kind of cameo at Newcastle. So for me, Steven Gerrard, I think that similar plays in terms of box-to-box passing range, but De Bruyne has won a lot more than Gerrard. Gerrard never won the Premier League, so I think we can say he's ahead of Gerrard. Roy Keane, a great leader at Man United over the years, didn't score as many goals, didn't have the same passing range as De Bruyne. Scholes and De Bruyne, that similar passing range, similar way to create, similar goal scorers. I think they're probably the top two. Frank Lampard should get a mention, great goal scorer, but he didn't have the passing range of De Bruyne or Patrick Vieira. Yaya Toure had a great time at Man City, but I don't think any of those are ahead of De Bruyne. I think he really is up there. I think that, I think Scholes often gets overlooked because he was in that great team of Keane and Beckham and people like that. But, Scholes for me was probably the closest to Kevin De Bruyne, but he was very kind of below the radar. So I'm not going to say he's the best, but I don't think anyone's better than him, if that makes sense. That's kind of
no, it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense, Augie.
you guys are sitting firmly on the fence, just hanging out on the fence.
Yeah.
He's as good as a lot of
the boss. He's not the best, but he's definitely top two, and he's not number two.
Which is funny because obviously we just had the Mourinho conversation. Mourinho didn't think he could play in the league. He comes going to Wolfsburg and comes back, and now we're having the conversation as the greatest midfielder ever.